believe it or not, there's snow-covered mountains right there, but we're going to the Great Sand Dunes.
Great Sand Dune National Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the foothills of the San Cristos Mountains. There's, I don't know how many peaks are over 14,000
I think there's 14 of them.
So are you excited? Are you super excited?
Super excited.
Super excited. Far away and set against the backdrop of the mountains, they really don't look that large, but we're about to find out how big they are.
Yeah, I told Christy this morning, just like Kane and Kung Fu, I didn't know it would be not just a metaphor.
It's your reality today.
Reality of David.
Dad, do you mind if I take film of you doing it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I might hurt myself, man.
Oh, we'll try to help you if you do.
We'll put it on the video. Louisiana guy trying to snowboard.
The sandboarding dude was really cool, but then we came across some folks, we'll just call them the posers. This level of posing, you'll never see more to explore, do?
No.
You know why? You don't do that, dumb.
No.
No. All right, you go, boy. Yeah, well, maybe just this once. So right about a year ago, we started our full-time RV adventure, and one of the first places we went was Indiana Dunes State Park. So how would you compare these?
We looked at those and it's like, wow, that's a big sand dune coming from a lake.
It was.
These are even bigger, and it comes from a creek, so you never know what you're going to get.
Never know. There is so much more to explore for sure. Seriously. So if you didn't see that early video, and please don't judge because we've gotten a little bit better. We have so much more to learn.
Suck.
Yeah, we have so much more to learn, but I'll put a link to the video from Indiana Dunes up top there somewhere.
A friend of mine just commented about the little gut sticking out from my shirt. He seemed to enjoy it. But to get Lori turned around, 750 feet vertical in the sand. I'm gonna be skinny one day.
One special day we're gonna be skinny.
I'm supposed to explain how these are made, but you look at it, you're like, there's no way. The man's an idiot. But this little creek that we crossed brings the sand and particles from the mountain, snow runoff, rain, down through the valley. Wind picks it up, starts pushing it, and it comes up against this mountain, while the winds can also come from the other way. Pushes against this one, and they just keep ramping up.
And the San Juan River is on the other side of this whole thing, and brings more sand.
Some,
yeah.
But I mean, 700-foot tall sand dunes by wind. Well, it's funny, when we were up top, couldn't really film it. It was so noisy, but you can actually see the sand moving.
Yeah, some
under
of it.
your feet.
Yeah. And the moisture in some areas that comes from, I guess, when the snow melts and
there's
whatnot.
a little patch of it right there.
San Juan Mountain's way over there.
San Juan.
Juan. So the dunes were super cool, right? Yeah. So, but it is getting really crowded down there now, and so we drove up into where the campground is in this group campsite. I guess because of COVID, they're not using group campsites right now. So we just parked and decided to use the picnic tables here because there's nowhere down there right now. It's crazy.
Any ladies that watch the channel notice the sandwich? The husband prepared this, and it's even cut on a 45 bias.
I'm a lucky woman. Yeah. And pickles. Oh, but what are we going to do after lunch? We're going to the Zapatta Falls, which is near here, and we might check out that boondocking BLM land that's right near here too, just to let people know, because we didn't know about it when we saw it as we were driving here.
Didn't know.
That'd be a great place to stay. Right on the way into the park, there is some easily accessible BLM camping, and there's tons of sites there. All right, this morning we are going to be getting into probably the most challenging tow so far. No? Well, we've looked it up. It looks challenging, right? But Dave, he'll be fine. The Wolf Creek Pass from Alamosa, Colorado to Pagosa Springs. No worries? What did you just do? You added something, it made a ding sound?
I added a little bit of gain to the trailer just for this leg of the trip. Normally I'm set on about 4.5. I boosted it up to 5.5. It just sends a little more current back to the brakes and they help out just a little bit more. But if I do this right, I won't even touch the brakes because I'm good.
All right, we'll see. I am in good hands.
Mm-hmm. All the little boys back at the shop, you know Pop-Pop's got this. Mm-hmm. To just fly right off the side of the mountain. Just Delman, Louisa, right off the end.
That sign back there just said Wolf Creek Pass Summit 10 miles.
Oh, Lord.
So we're just at the bottom of it. What's the grade on this thing?
It could be as much as 10%.
How are you feeling about it, David?
On the inside, nothing. I'm not holding anybody up. I'm in line with everybody else. This is easy.
So far.
Mm-hmm.
It's those hairpins. Is that on the downside, the hairpins?
Yes, there'll be 2 of them.
Okay. We camped right on the boundary of the National Forest, the San Juan National Forest, at the base of the mountain that the Wolf Creek Pass comes down from. And David and I tried to do a hike back there. There's some natural hot springs and the Continental Divide. But Dave was really struggling with the altitude. We wanted to see this area where there's some wreckage from trucks that have actually gone over the pass. That's kind of creepy, but we didn't make it back there. David was just struggling. David is sucking wind right now. He's having a bit of a time. But when we hiked in Pagosa Springs the next day, the altitude was fine. This is a little city park in Pagosa Springs, so we hiked up the hill and found this really, really, really cool carved bench. I took a picture of you, and how do you feel about being objectified for clickbait? Is that okay with you?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah? Why?
Hey, look at it. Why not share it? You know what I'm saying?
All right, then I might use it.
Once upon a time, this was magnificent. You know what I'm saying?
So we're in Pagosa Springs.
Mm-hmm.
They have a river walk. So we're going to walk the river.
It's a different experience than San Antonio.
Yes. So this is one of the hot springs places that you can go, and you can do all these different pools and stuff for, like, how much is it, honey? Like $50 a person?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, yeah. You can stay all day. We got up early this morning, kind of early for us, for retired people. Anyways, we're hiking the Treasure Falls hike, which is just west of Wolf Creek Pass. So let's see what we'll see. We hope you'll give us a thumbs up if you like this, and join us next time as we hit Durango, Colorado and Mesa Verde National Park.